Hello, it's me again, Mehdi Ebrahimi Vafa, and my extra horoscope for the period from the 1st to the 15th of November. Many have a disturbed emotional background due to all the events. It affects all of us. After all, we all communicate and have influence on each other. The period itself is calm and balanced, but influence from outside can play a negative role. I advise everyone to think more about themselves. Make plans for the future no matter what. Don't give up what you started recently and where you saw prospects. In more detail, the period of quick decisions. The period is harmonious for family life. A period when you want to see the good, even in the bad. Against all odds, we will be able to feel the balance again. The middle of the month may upset you with news, but remember, now is not the best time to get hung up on something. Time demands self-control and self-organization from us. Go to your goal, don't stop. I said in the last program, and I repeat now, avoid high-rise buildings. Financial issues. Financial issues will have a very strong impact on life, especially after the 19th date. Many will have to look for money urgently. I can advise two things. First, don't invest large sums of money in other people's issues if these expenses amount to more than 20% of your savings. Second, if you want to increase your money, I recommend investing in yourself, trainings, education, your own business. About relationships. I'm glad that these 2 weeks will be unforgettable for many of us. Very kind and bright energy. It will touch on relationships. A great chance to reconcile with a partner, to find harmony and common solutions. Finally, just hear each other out. Opposites attract with special force. You will only be required to take a responsible approach to relationships. If you are ready, then once again ask yourself only one thing. Do I need this or not? If you need it, then I wish you only good luck and many happy moments. I will also give advice for those who are on the verge of breaking up. Take a pause before you put a point. Be confident in yourself and try to keep what is valuable to you. About the diet. Less snacking, more right food. Our body works like a clock. It needs everything in a complex, moral and physical satisfaction. In difficult psychological conditions, try to eat right. The food should be not just satisfying, but also healthy. It is worth considering that autumn requires a large amount of vitamins and minerals. I also recommend eating nuts and seeds. Now let's talk about important colors of the first half of November. These are green and milky colors. Advice for everyone for the period from the 1st to the 15th of November. I will highlight the main thing for the next 2 weeks. Remember about your favorite books. Distract yourself. Also, limit the circle of communication if you don't find understanding. In the family, remember more about mutual responsibility. I recommend lonely people in search to make attempts for new acquaintances. It is better to do it closer to the middle of the month. Provide financial assistance only if you are 100% sure about it. Avoid traveling if it's not related to work and business trips. The period from the 2nd to the 8th of November is a good time to increase finances. Act. Personal advice in the first half of November for Aries. Your plans are starting to come true. Many things will be completed ahead of time. A new creative project can be especially pleasant, which will bring both professional growth and material benefits. I advise you to think about changing the environment that surrounds you. It will give you strength and energy. It can be a renovation in your home, rearrangement of furniture, or going somewhere where you feel good. A favorable period for medical procedures and planned operations. Emotionally, you will be stable and active, but don't waste your wealth in vain. You have already received lessons from life. Remember them. Lucky dates: 1st and 14th of November. I'm warning you. Disruptions of small transactions are possible. Treat the material losses calmly. The compensation will be in other things. Unlucky date: 8th of November. Taurus. If you have lost the meaning again, I advise you to remember a simple rule. Never regret anything. Look only ahead. Financial difficulties will begin to be resolved at the end of the first week of November. I also have good news for those who live with the dream of love. You can fall in love. This autumn can give you a long-awaited gift. Taurus can be very disappointed, but I wouldn't be sad if I were you, because it will be cleansing and renewal. Closer to the middle of the month, you may receive a very favorable offer, which many people can only dream of. Only you will decide, because the price will be high. You may have to abandon the principles. Remember the advice. Be closer to God and believe in yourself more than ever. Great dates for you: 3rd and 7th of November. I'm warning you. Avoid conflict with the opposite sex. A fire is easy to set, but difficult to put out. Be careful. Unlucky date: 5th of November. Gemini. If there is a situation where you need to change a lot, but you are not ready, I advise you to change it. It's a very good time for you to change your principles and even your life. You have the strength even if you are already tired. November is ready to give you a chance. Especially the first week of the month. A lot of opportunities and offers. You will be surrounded by care and respect. Your authority won't go unnoticed. Just remember that you need to be able to stop in time. Gamble is good, but you need to know the measure. I recommend contacting with water more often. This element is very good for you. It can be a swimming pool or it can be a bath with salt and herbs. Lucky dates: 13th and 15th of November. And I'm warning you, pay attention to the numbers. Think about your lucky and unlucky numbers. Try to stick to this knowledge. A lot of mysticism can be associated with numbers, and even in a dream. Unlucky date, 3rd of November. Cancer, you deserve peace. It will slowly enter your life, but don't scare away your happiness. These 2 weeks can greatly affect your morale in the next few months. To avoid stress or breakdown, I advise don't take risks. Property transactions, cuts, and etc. Don't solve acute family issues. Don't trust secrets to strangers. Try to spend more time in a comfortable environment for yourself. If you feel that your strength is leaving you, be sure to put aside all business and take care of yourself. You shouldn't lose energy during this period. Lucky date, 11th of November. I'm warning you, there may be problems with blood relatives. Unlucky date, 5th of November. Leo, a lot of time in these 2 weeks will require family and family relationships. Your peculiarity is to keep up with everything and everywhere. This quality will be useful to you. I ask you to be very careful with the papers, signatures, contracts, any documents. In the first week of November, you will have an important event where you will need to show leadership qualities. Perhaps there you will be able to solve an important question for yourself. In matters of relationships, please take your time. From the 9th day, I recommend thinking more about health. Prevention, as I say, is better than treatment. Lucky dates, 2nd and 10th of November. I'm warning you, don't compete where there is no personal interest of yours. Sometimes it's better to stay away. Unlucky date, 1st of November. Virgo, if you find yourself at a dead end, remember that there is always a way out. Your main strength is inside you. The beginning of November may seem difficult, but don't worry. Experience and close people will help you. For lonely representative of the sign, I advise you to agree to meetings and be in crowded places more often. If you want to attract attention, take your appearance especially seriously. It should be more strict, not bright. Seriousness in clothes and behavior will help to create the right impression. By mid-November, I advise you to think about the material sphere. If you are not satisfied with something, then you can use the moment to start active actions. A good time for interviews and business meetings. Lucky dates, 6th and 11th of November. I'm warning you, sometimes emotions defeat your intuition. This may prevent you from making the right choice. Try to analyze and only then act. Unlucky date, 12th of November. Libra, you will have an interesting period. I would call it the hunting period. You will search, and search. Whether you find it or not will depend only on your goals and your ability to soberly assess the situation. I advise you to choose goals easier, so that it is easier to achieve them. Also, to choose only reliable people as companions. I advise you to avoid ultimatums. Don't put yourself or others before your choice. Look for compromises. What can I say about the emotional background? Do not panic. Rely on facts and common sense. In matters of health, keep an eye on the cardiovascular system. In a relationship, nothing threatens strong alliances. Lucky date, 9th of November. I'm warning you, don't do anything by force, even if it might help someone. Unlucky date, 7th of November. Scorpio, you need to learn how to relax. This will help you avoid unnecessary loads. Think about the music. Turn it on more often and travel through this beautiful world of sounds. The beginning of the month will please with warmth. You will have a meeting with an old friend or just with a very nice person. Closer to the 10th date, you will be swamped. This may be due to the fact that you will have a lot of household chores. I don't advise you to deal with legal issues closer to the middle of the month. It's better to postpone it to the end of the month. I recommend being outdoors more often. In a relationship, now is the time when you can take the first step. This is for those who are in a quarrel. And for those who are doing well, you can even think about marriage or the birth of the child. Lucky dates, 3rd and 9th of November. I'm warning you, avoid working with heavy machinery in domestic conditions. It is better to turn to professionals. Unlucky date, 2nd of November. Sagittarius, the period is not the most active. Many may feel bored and lonely, but not everything is so simple. You do everything by yourself, and often you create difficulties for yourself. The most interesting thing is that you also find a way out very easily when you say a goal. It's time to set a new goal and start moving towards it. The responsibility that is required of you now is an important moment in your life. I'm sure that this month will give you the strength to change everything for the better and regain power. First of all, you regain power over your life. For those who are experiencing problems, I don't recommend making drastic decisions and complicating the situation. You will have a strong feeling of energy at home in these 2 weeks. Home needs you, and how exactly you implement it, up to you. Lucky dates, November 7th and 12th. If you're not ready to take responsibility for your life, don't demand gifts from fate. Unlucky date, 1st of November. Capricorn, there is one secret. Sometimes you have to invest a lot for nothing at first, and the reward will find you in its time. What you sow, you will reap. Now your task is to sow. Don't waste any time. Where you see the chances of success, don't spare any time or effort. This applies to both relationships and work. A very important moment for spiritual development. If you feel empty, this will especially help you. It is the immaterial that will give you the strength to make the impossible possible. The middle of the month is a good time for shopping and deals. I advise you to plan everything in advance. Trips can be planned after the 11th day. A lucky date, 8th of November. I'm warning you, your attentiveness can save you money. Be careful with numbers. Unlucky date during this period, 14th of November. Aquarius. There are a lot of new things ahead. You will be able to find inspiration in a new business. For someone, there will be a new recipe for cooking a dish, and for someone, a new job. From the beginning of the month, you will be able to observe a chain of events. All of them will be connected to each other, and little will depend on you. It's very nice when you get the fruits of your labor. Perhaps this is exactly what will happen in the next 2 weeks. I would advise you 2 things. Not to remember the past and not to complain about fate. Let go everything in your heart that is hanging heavy. Believe in fate, and it won't let you down. If there is a person in your life for whom you are trying to solve all problems, stop, at least for these 2 weeks. Keep all the positive energy for yourself personally. A lucky date, 6th of November. I'm warning you, don't waste your luck and inner mood for victory on anyone now. Perhaps it's even better to be alone with yourself. Unlucky date, 8th of November. Pisces. I'll start with the main thing. The energy of gold will help you. It is advisable to wear it on yourself. If for some reason it's not possible, then carry it in your bag or purse. This will help you to attract finances and independence in these 2 weeks. There will be a strong male energy in your life. You may be surrounded by men for various reasons. For women who are on the lookout, this is a good signal. Be active. Use the moment. You can count on support or even romance. I also advise all representatives of the sign to pay attention to excess weight. Of course, if you have such problem. The period is very good in order to get rid of everything superfluous, including kilograms. Lucky date, 3rd of November. I'm warning you. Avoid unplanned trips. They won't bring benefits, but unfortunately, they can give unpleasant surprises. Unlucky date, 15th of November. Dear friends, I always read all your comments. I am very pleased that my work is not in vain. I am glad that I help many people to gain confidence in the future. I also receive personal emails in which you ask questions about personal forecasts. I can't say no to you. So the information for everyone who wants to get a personal horoscope will be posted under this video. My dear friends, thank you again to everyone for the warm words of support and for your comments. I will be even more glad if, thanks to your reposts, even more people who need my advice will see my forecasts. I wish everyone only good luck and health. See you soon in 2 weeks, my dear friends.